Are you ready to unleash your full potential and love your practice and your life? Welcome to the Legal Athlete Podcast, where every week I share the science, sports psychology, and neuroscience-based strategies that elite athletes use to dominate their game so you can dominate yours. I'm Jess Sargus, your host and high-performance coach for lawyers. With over 22 years as a trial attorney and legal exec, I've been where you are. But I'm also an undefeated former MMA fighter and coach for professional combat athletes. And now I'm here to use both those skill sets to help you master high-performance techniques and strategies so you can win more, stress less, and love your practice and your life. Get ready to become a legal athlete. Green light. Let's get it. Welcome back to the Legal Athlete Podcast. I'm Jess Sargus, your coach for all things mindset, performance, and resilience in the high-stakes world of law. Today, we're diving into a critical idea. Peak mental performance isn't an event. It's a lifestyle. It's not just about performing well when it matters most, but about building habits, mindsets, and strategies that prepare you to excel every single day. A big part of today's episode comes from the teachings of Brian Cain, one of the top mental performance experts in the world. Brian has consulted with elite teams like the Texas Rangers, Team USA Baseball, national championship programs at Georgia, Alabama, and Oregon State, and UFC icons like Hall of Famer George St. Pierre. His mental performance mastery system has helped pro athletes achieve World Series and Super Bowl rings, UFC championship belts, Cy Young awards, Heisman trophies, Olympic medals, and NCAA national championships. I've trained in Cain's system and incorporated his principles into the Legal Athlete Optimal Performance System, tailored specifically for high-performing lawyers like you. The tools we'll explore today, including the E+R=O strategy, the physiological sigh, visualization, and the WIN method, are practical, actionable strategies designed to elevate your mindset and make peak performance your daily standard. If you're ready to take control of your mental game and build a lifestyle of resilience and excellence, let's get started. Let's kick things off with the E+R=O strategy from Brian Cain's mental performance mastery system. That's event plus response equals outcome. Here's how it works. Life throws events at us constantly, most of which we can't control. The only thing we can control is our response, and that response is what determines the outcome. Cain's principles break it down like this. Number one, it's not what happens to you, it's how you handle it. Number two, adversity is inevitable. Your ability to respond determines your outcome. And three, by accepting events, visualizing them happening, and pre-planning your responses, you can significantly influence your results. So let's bring this to life. Imagine you're in trial and opposing counsel surprises you with an argument you didn't see coming. That event is out of your control, but your response, staying calm, thinking strategically, and adapting your arguments determines the outcome. And here's the fun part. The neuroscience behind E+R=O is compelling. When you visualize your responses in advance, you engage the prefrontal cortex, the part of your brain responsible for decision-making and focus. This preparation also reduces stress, making it easier to stay composed under pressure when adverse events happen. Cain's framework emphasizes that we always have a choice in how we respond. And when you focus on response instead of the uncontrollable events, you take back your power and your ability to excel. Now let's talk about what Brian Cain calls the elite mindset. It's a refined version of psychologist Carol Dweck's growth mindset, the belief that your abilities can improve through effort, learning, and persistence. Now, in legal practice, this means seeing challenges as opportunities to grow. When you lose a case or struggle in negotiations, it's not a reflection of your limits. It's feedback for improvement. Instead of thinking, I failed, think, what can I learn from this? Here's a practical way to cultivate this mindset. After any tough situation, ask yourself these three questions. First, what went well? Second, what could I improve? And then third, what's my next step? These questions keep you focused on growth, not failure. And neuroscience supports this approach too, shifting your perspective from defeat to curiosity, from frustration to fascination, strengthens neural pathways for problem solving and adaptability. Over time, this mental flexibility becomes your default, and that's the foundation of the elite mindset. Another powerful tool to stay focused and build resilience is the WIN method. What's important now? WIN. This technique helps you cut through overwhelm and distractions by zeroing in on the single most critical thing you need to do in that moment. For example, imagine you've just wrapped up a grueling cross examination and opposing counsel launches into a surprising rebuttal. Instead of spiraling into frustration or replaying the last cross examination in your head, pause and ask yourself, what's important now? Maybe it's formulating the concise response. Maybe it's paying attention to new angles. Maybe it's just keeping your composure or taking a moment to ground yourself before addressing the witness or the court. The WIN method ties directly to neuroscience as well. When you focus on a single priority, you reduce your cognitive overload, allowing your brain to allocate its resources effectively. This sharpens your decision making and keeps you fully present. By combining the three questions for reflection, the what went well, what could I improve, what's my next step, with the WIN method, what's important now, you create a system for continuous improvement and real-time focus. Together, they reinforce your elite mindset, helping you handle challenges strategically and confidently in the moment, even when unexpected challenges arrive. Now, let's shift to real-time stress management. One of the quickest and most effective tools I've learned is the physiological sigh. This is a simple breathing technique backed by neuroscience that reduces stress and helps you refocus. Here's why it works. When you're stressed, shallow breathing increases carbon dioxide in your bloodstream, which can heighten anxiety and tension. The physiological sigh, a double inhale followed by a long exhale, helps release excess carbon dioxide, calms your nervous system, and makes it easier to stay composed rapidly. So let's break down the neuroscience behind why this works. First, like we discussed, regulation of carbon dioxide levels. When stress causes that shallow, rapid breathing and carbon dioxide builds up in the bloodstream, this activates chemoreceptors in your brainstem, triggering anxiety or restlessness. The physiological sigh corrects this by improving gas exchange. The double inhale reinflates tiny air sacs in your lungs, the alveoli, preparing them for maximum oxygen uptake. The long exhale expels excess carbon dioxide, rebalancing the gas levels in your blood and reducing the physical sensations of stress. It also activates the parasympathetic nervous system. The extended exhalation stimulates your vagus nerve, which triggers the parasympathetic nervous system, your body's rest and digest mode. This helps lower your heart rate and blood pressure, counteracting the adrenaline-driven fight or flight response. It also reduces your amygdala overactivity. The amygdala, which controls fear and emotional responses, becomes overactive during stress. The physiological sigh helps calm the amygdala by reducing its influence on the hypothalamus, the brain region that governs the body's stress response. This helps you regain composure and control. With the physiological sigh, you also get increased prefrontal cortex activity. Controlled breathing improves communication between your prefrontal cortex, the part of your brain responsible for decision-making, focus, and problem-solving, and other regions of your brain. This allows you to stay present and deliberate rather than reactive. And then finally, it'll also help release calming neuromodulators. Deep breathing influences the release of neuromodulators like serotonin and dopamine, which promote relaxation and improve mood. And the physiological sigh is not just a quick fix. It's a way to use your body's natural systems to downregulate stress and regain clarity fast when you need it most. So let's practice a little bit. Here's how you do it. Take a deep inhale through your nose, almost to full capacity. And then when you think you're about at full capacity, take a second quick inhale through your nose to fill your lungs completely. Finally, you'll exhale slowly through your mouth in a long, controlled sigh. Exhale. Now let's practice this together. Inhale deeply. Another quick inhale. And exhale slowly for a count of 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Again, deep inhale. Another little inhale. And exhale. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. One last time. Big inhale. Extra little inhale. And exhale. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's it. Now check in with yourself. Notice if you feel even a little more calm or centered. This technique is a game changer when stress strikes. But the key to making this a powerful tool isn't just knowing how to do it, but practicing it often. The more often you practice, the more natural it becomes. So when a high-stress moment hits, a tough courtroom exchange, a high-stakes negotiation, or a surprising development, you can use the physiological sigh instinctively to quickly shift yourself into a calmer, more focused state. So make it a part of your daily routine. Practice when you're in traffic, waiting in line, or winding down at the end of the day. By mastering the physiological sigh through practice and habit, you'll have a proven, science-backed tool at your fingertips, ready to help you stay focused and intentional no matter the challenge. So let's tie it all together. First, peak mental performance is a lifestyle, not a one-time effort. Second, the E+R=O strategy teaches us that it's our responses and not the events themselves that most shape our outcomes. And finally, the 3 tools that we've talked about, the physiological sigh, visualization and pre-planning a response for adversity, and the WIN method, what's important now, all help us stay calm, focused, and intentional, while a growth mindset, or your elite mindset in this context, helps us keep focused on learning and improving. And here's the big takeaway, too. No one is born with an elite mindset. It's developed through consistent practice and intentional effort. And today, I've given you 3 practical, actionable tools: the physiological sigh, visualization and pre-planning response to adverse events, and the WIN method that you can make part of your high-performance legal lifestyle. These strategies aren't just for moments when the stakes are high and things have hit the fan. They're for every day, preparing you to perform at your best when it matters most. Thank you for tuning in to the Legal Athlete Podcast. I hope today's episode gave you new tools and insights to elevate your mental performance. Remember, success isn't just about game day or trial day. It's about what you do every day. Until next time, legal athletes, keep training your mind and practicing these resilience habits so you can master your mindset and turn stress into success. Let's get it.